Hey, the season might be ending, but we leave it here with something. All right, not a playoff berth, but maybe some victories, maybe some records. All right, things can still be made to happen. All right, I know some of y'all tanking. For the non-tankers like myself and this handsome man on the screen beside me, we are looking for some Jets fun, baby, to roll out the final few games. Stay here live. Boy Green meets Wudi.
Help us get a jet chant here. Going. Oh. Okay, come on in. There you go. Okay.
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Wow, what an intro, dude. Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green.
It's Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy, James Wudi, and right here we got the boy who became king, Mr. Paul Edson Jr. himself, Mr. Boy Green. How are you doing this Tuesday?
We are 8 days from Christmas, Woody, so I got to continue to chip away at whatever remaining Christmas items are still on the list. And to be honest, there's still a few, but that's all right. We'll continue to chip away at that. But speaking of gifting and the giving time of year, let's flip the banner because, of course, the emoji contest and raffle giveaway continues to roll on, baby. Every gifted membership or the money equivalent, super chats or what have you, $2.99 per raffle ticket. We're giving back to the fans after so much giving this entire year to both our show and Boy Green Daily and everything else. By the way, our make an announcement. Our Ken Rogers interview that we did last week was one of the more popular Boy Green Meets Woody episodes we've ever had, and it shouldn't be surprising. We've had a lot of wonderful people promote the podcast and really enjoyed that interview from the 30 for 30 ESPN documentary. So thank you, everybody, for that, and thank you for sharing it. So we do want to give back. So again, every gifted membership, you guys get a raffle ticket into my giveaway, where I'll be giving away a New York Jets Hall of Famers jersey, autographed merch, some personal stuff from my Jet fan vaults here to give back to the fans. So every ticket, every chance, again, I can't say it enough, for everyone who watches the show, I'd at least buy one ticket if I were you. It gives you a chance because you never know what can happen when you dig in the bucket and pull out a raffle ticket. And of course, the number one top billing person, guy or gal, that gifts the most this month will get a custom emoji, which, by the way, the current leader right now is, as it is in our intro, our number one Austrian Jet fan with 33 gifted memberships so far this month. And here's the rest of the top five real quick. FL Phil 98, who gave us a great song. He sent in a song that Hep's actually working on behind the scenes with music to try to put that song with some even more juice. So we appreciate that. Shout out to MFC, Mother Effing Chew at 22. And then we have a bunch of people with 20 gifted memberships this month. Ed Vargas, for Lillian Big D, and Chef Kevin Gobert. So everybody that's been gifting this month, we appreciate all the love.
Yes, absolutely. Number one Austrian Jets fan. You already know what it is in the intro. He's in here. Boy Green Daily. Woody, rocking everywhere. You know it. So definitely. I love it. I'm loving the vibes, loving the energy, loving the Christmas spirit. I'm so sorry to my guy, Mr. Brandon Bradshaw, that you are not gonna get a Super Bowl for Christmas. I'm still looking for my two front teeth. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas as well. So hopefully I get one of those.
Hey, by the way, I got to just tell you that, unabashedly, that is the worst Christmas song of all time.
Which one?
Your hippopotamus, two buck teeth, and all that stupid shit.
Well, there's two different ones. Those are two different songs.
Yeah, well, that one and the donkey song, both of them. I just hate all of those songs. They don't deserve to be Christmas songs. My fiance would agree with you. She prefers that garbage, but wow. Absolutely not a great Christmas song whatsoever, and should be burned into eternity, in a fiery pit of hell.
Can we work with the guys in production in the back? I think we need to change that to Paul Boy Grinch Esmond Jr.
Wow.
out here
Okay. I know.
just just Dukian on the classics.
I wouldn't call that a classic. It's insulting to classics. So you'd even put those in those categories. But I prefer different songs. There's 30 others I could name off the top of my head that I would put over those easily.
Okay, well, you guys did not come here to see us debate Christmas songs. You guys came
True.
here to see us debate Jets football. So let me tell you
Please,
about why we're here. I actually, shameless plug here. I'm a contributor for JetNation.com, and I wanted to talk on Jet Nation about the milestones. I actually the first thought of it occurred 2 weeks ago when I was like, I really think Aaron Rodgers is about to get 300 yards. And then he got 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So now before this past game against the Jags, I'm like, the Jags, he's probably going to put up stats there. And that was the very first bullet of the Wudi 3 was, hey, Aaron, I think he's going to chase history. Now, he had that huge dent that I thought he was going to have. So now, Jets Twitter all of a sudden was like, as if I wasn't saying it last 2 weeks. They're like, oh, wow, now he's close. So I put it up on Jet Nation to kind of see this is what he would have to have in order to get these milestones. But he's not the only one. Those aren't the only milestones. All right, there are plenty of players, plenty of milestones, and James Wudi, Boy Green are here right now to tell you, to go to that crystal ball and say, hey, these ones are going to hit. We even going to try to tell you when they will hit. Will it be in 2 weeks? Will we have to wait until week 18, or will they not hit at all? So I think we got a pretty interesting episode ahead. I will agree with Hep. I do not like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Don't make no sense to me.
My favorite one, I can't play it here, copyright, but I like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer by Real Big Fish. It's ska, which I didn't know what ska was until college. I did a hip hop show where my nickname on the radio was DJ Funk Me, and it's true. And I was on a hip hop show, but there was a show like before or after mine with this friend I had in college, and he said, "Hey, let me play this," and I'm like, "What in God's green name is this?" And he said, "It's ska. You've never heard of it?" I'm like, "What is ska?" And then all of a sudden, boom. It took a deep dive, and that's on the Christmas playlist. Grandma Got Run Over by Reindeer. Look it up. Real Big Fish. Real REEL. Big Fish. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Check it out, and you'll see. That's a classic. Very nice.
Yeah, I think me and Hep are good on that. But Boy Green and I, we're gonna take turns, just talking about milestones.
Sure.
And predicting how they're gonna go. So I started out.
You're the boss. I mean, it is Wudi meets Boy Green after all.
Well, let me go with the one that everybody has copied from your boy James Wudi. Everybody's late. You see how late some of these people are. But Jets Twitter, they're on my coattails talking about the yardage, right? And the yardage is attainable. It should be noted. It's so unfortunate. That the 4,007 yards that Joe Namath got was in 14 games.
Correct.
They keep adding games, right? And then promoting that, there's a new total. Well, of course, how many yards do you think we can get in a 25-game season? Of course, as you add games, there will be more yardage. So that should be noted that no matter what, I do not think the single season record for most yards per game will be beaten. But for that total of 4,007 yards, that is certainly attainable by Aaron Rodgers, and all he needs is 251 yards per game these next three in order to make it happen. And one thing that is coming, if you do read the Jet Nation article, it will be redundant, but I'll tell you right now, I'm reading directly from the article I posted, that since the bye, he has actually averaged 271 yards per game. So he would actually have to have a regression to not hit this number. So I'm saying week 18, he is hitting that number. He will become the all-time, for volume, all right, volume I feel after seeing what happened with Gastineau and Brett Favre, I don't know if we're gonna see Namath pulling up on Aaron Rodgers talking about give me my record back. But for just simply total yardage, yes, Aaron Rodgers, I think he will get that record.
I would also like it to be known that it is impressive, to your point, Joe Namath, 14 games. He was the first quarterback in NFL history to ever have 4,000 yards. So for folks who don't know that, first one ever to do it. And people went, whoa, that 4,000 yard thing, pretty cool. And the fact that we haven't had another quarterback since throw for 4,000 yards is unbelievable. The only team that I believe has never had a 4,000 yard passer is the Chicago Bears. And we'll see if Caleb Williams does it. I don't have his statistics in front of me, whether or not he's on pace to do that or not this season. But that's pretty crazy. So again, Joe Namath should forever be in the record books for his 14-game, 4,000 yard season. But to be honest, I think I said it on the show with you, Wudi. We do too many shows. That I want Aaron Rodgers to take every quarterback record he possibly can and light the Ryan Fitzpatrick ones on fire. Pour kerosene all over it and just light them on fire. There are moments for that 2015 season I'll remember forever. Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker. By the way, people saying, is Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson the best wide receiver Jets duo you've ever seen? People, 2015. Okay, go look at the numbers. For God's sake, we're getting a little prisoner of the moment here. People are forgetting what happened when Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker were cooking back in 2015 as multiple 1,000-yard receivers together and Brandon Marshall having the greatest single season in Jets history. But I digress. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is getting this too. Week 18 is a great place to do it. It's kind of like, and I think we talked about it before the 300-yard game, Wudi, that game day episode on Boy Green Dale is like, it just kind of feels like it's going to happen because Aaron Rodgers seemed bothered by the statistic, and he talked about on the Bat McAfee show, people could get motivated by all kinds of things, external, internal things, whatever. How much that bothered him, I'm just like, damn, Aaron is going to do everything in his power to say enough of that. We're going to stop that one. Now, I wish he would have said that with the playoff draft. Said enough of that. Let me fix that real quick. But hey, baby steps. Yeah, I think it's week 18. I think, to be honest, especially in these next two games, the Jets defense, if Mac Jones was doing all kinds of weird dance moves and whatever that move is, I'm trying to figure out the sellies and what all these kids are talking about on dances and whatnot. If Mac Jones was doing that to the Jets defense, God only knows what Matt Stafford or Josh Allen are going to do to the Jets defense, which means we talk a lot about game script. And will the game script be favorable to Aaron Rodgers accomplishing these stats? Spoiler alert, Jack. Yes, they will be favorable because the Jets are going to be down 1,000,000 points. So Aaron Rodgers is going to turn the cap back and start throwing it all over the barnyard. So will they be garbage time stats or what have you, or will we have some fun touchdowns and close games to talk about? We'll see. But I think absolutely Aaron Rodgers is getting this. Bank it. And again, I will have no problems. Joe Namath means a lot and will forever mean a lot to Jet fans, but I have no problem with Aaron Rodgers taking as many of these milestones that we're going to talk about today with him. Great. Even if this is the last season, Aaron Rodgers, great. I'd rather be talking Aaron Rodgers than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't agree with that more. And we will be talking about Fitz's record in just a bit. What do you got?
Well, actually, Wudi, I don't know why we have turned into this recently. And I say we, it's actually me. But I'd like to start off my portion with some trivia. Here we go. Get the music. Touchdowns. He's 2 away. He's got 498. We'll talk about when we predict that to happen in a moment. But Aaron Rodgers would join an elite group, Wudi, of people that have thrown 500-plus passing touchdowns in their career. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is 5th on the list with 498. Can you name the 4 in front of him that are all members of the 500-plus passing touchdown club?
Gonna go with Peyton Manning.
Ding! He's number 3 on the list.
Tom Brady.
Ding! He's number 1 on the list. You're missing
Drew
2 and
Brees.
4. Ding! He's number 2. Number 4 is who we're looking for, sir.
Dan Marino.
I'm so sorry, that's not Dan Marino. Dan Marino is 7th on the list.
Brett Favre.
Ding! There you go. 508. Cut off the trivia music. Woody's too good. But there it is. Here are the stats. Tom Brady, 649 passing touchdowns. Unbelievable. Number 2 is Drew Brees at 571. Number 3 is Peyton Manning at 539. Brett Favre is at 508. And Aaron Rodgers at 498. So, hey, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers gets 10 passing touchdowns in the final 3 games, he could tie Brett Favre. That seems unrealistic. But, hey, I'll tell you this. What Aaron Rodgers did tie Brett Favre on, Aaron Rodgers now has the same amount of passing touchdowns this season as Brett Favre had with the Jets in 2008. Now, games matters perhaps,
games.
but still, we're not at the point where they've played the same amount of games yet, and Aaron Rodgers has already caught him. So, interesting little statistic there. So,
let me ask, who's number 6? Because you said Marino's number 7. Who was number 6?
Who would you guess is number 6?
I mean,
back to trivia.
Our guy Brendan Bradshaw said Matt Ryan, that's not a bad guess.
That's incorrect. He's number 9 on the list.
Okay. Oh, so now you want me? Damn, I really.
Yeah, you did this to yourself. You walked right into it, man.
Give me Big Ben.
That's incorrect. Big Ben Roethlisberger's number 8 on the list.
Holy. Oh, Phillip Rivers.
Ding! There you go. It's Phillip Rivers. Okay, enough of the trivia music. Phillip Rivers is number 6 on the list with 421. So there's a 70 touchdown plus gap between Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers, and obviously Rodgers is still going. So pretty gosh darn impressive. Long story short, I'll give my prediction first. Aaron is getting this 500 passing touchdowns on Sunday against the LA Rams. I mean, he's had 498. In 3 of the last 4 games, he's thrown at least 2 passing touchdowns, if not more. So it certainly sets up where he's joining the 500 touchdown club coming up on Sunday against the Rams. And shoot, I'm going to predict that happens in the first quarter. 2 passing touchdowns in the first quarter for Aaron Rodgers to hit 500 plus, and then we'll see what happens to the rest of the games. There you go. What about you? What say you, Woody, on the 500 touchdown club?
Wow, you really turned your friend upside down. I mean, what's today? Today's Tuesday, so 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Doom and gloom. I don't know how this team is going to do anything. I got them scoring 19 points.
Sure.
And now all of a sudden, 48 hours later, Aaron Rodgers, 2 TDs, first quarter. Bang, bada bing, bada boom,
See?
Love seeing these magical turnarounds from week to week. But the stat remains from bye week. He's averaged 271 yards per game, 2 touchdowns per game. Touchdowns really haven't been a huge problem, especially since Devontae has been a Jet. So I'm going to have to say, yes, he is clearly going to get this number, against the Rams. I would not bet any money that it happens in the first quarter, but during the game, definitely.
Yeah, I just feel like the Rams are going to score so quickly on this Jets defense. He should have multiple whacks at the pinata. We had limited drives against the Jaguars because instead of the Jaguars just lighting it up immediately, they just had these long, grueling drives in the first half where the Jets barely had any touches in that first half on offense. So I think that is a difference because the Rams can score often and quickly. And I believe that is going to happen again on Sunday. And hopefully it's a fun shootout back and forth. Back to you, Woody.
Let's bring it. We've been talking a lot about Rodgers, and you got the documentary, right? This isn't the Aaron Rodgers.
I've not seen it yet. It's apparently out today.
I don't even know if I want to see it.
You're not going to see it? I'm going to watch it.
I mean, I to be honest, like full disclosure, I don't really care like too much about like Rodgers, the person. Like, he's a quarterback of the New York Jets. What do you mean? What? He's a quarterback of the New York Jets.
Why wouldn't you care? Like for instance, when they did, I haven't seen all of them yet, so shame on me. So maybe I'm, an oxymoron or whatever you say to what I'm going to say. But like the Jets had these specials, like Hard Knoxian, whatever stories.
Like One Jets Drive.
Yeah, but they were special episodes. There was a special.
On each individual. Yes.
Right. Like Quincy Williams, his story, and the opening, thing is like him in front of his mother's grave as he's driving over, and it was like deep and whoa and impactful and stuff like that. And I was like in love with those. And again, because of time and a baby and all that pregnancy stuff, like with my fiance, like I didn't get the time to carve them out, but those are what DJ Reed, Garrett Wilson, all those I'd love to see. I'm like, man, those are awesome. So I want to dig in on those. So yeah, like it's basically that for Aaron Rodgers, who's this wildly interesting person. So yeah, I'm going to park it and see what he's all about, because apparently, again, I haven't tried to read a lot about it because I just want to form my own opinions watching it. But, it sounds like he's this crazy bastard off the field. I'm kind of curious what motivates this weirdo.
Yep. Well, I guess you can let me know how it is.
All right, will do. Next time on Boy Green Meets Wudi.
Yeah. So, we're not talking about Rodgers.
Okay.
Right now, we're gonna change the script a little bit, and we're gonna talk about Garrett Wilson.
Ooh, okay.
Which, believe it or not, of all the ones that you just named, that was the only one that I saw was Garrett's, and then Hep also said that his was awesome. So
yeah.
And it wasn't even like it, like you said, like factors, right? Like, oh, I have the time. This just came out. All right, cool. But I don't really get too much into the nitty gritty, especially in the NFL. Players are gone. Until this Elijah Moore jersey, I would have bought shoes back then. And next thing you know, boom, they're okay, all right, nice knowing you. Garrett Wilson, though, right now, we've been talking about 1,000 yards. After his first 4 games, he was not even close to being on pace for 1,000 yards, and you guys slandered him. Then he got back on track. Then Devontae was a Jet. And it's been a lot easier for him to, get a lot of yards. So with that being said, he is only 67 yards away from being the 5th player in NFL history, the 80 receptions, 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards in the first 3 seasons. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We talk about that a lot. But he also, I would say, is within striking distance of his career high, which is 1,103 yards. So he's 170 yards away from that. If he just averages 57 yards per game these next 3 games, he will have a new career high in yardage. Yards in a season, which that's from his rookie year. Last year it was Ralph Sutton, Tim Boyle. We had some boys out there. And then this year is a full year of Rodgers, but we know all the calamity that's happened. So I'll give my answer first. He's getting it. Rodgers is getting this 251. You don't think 57 of the 251 can go to Garrett Wilson? Please. I think Garrett Wilson, he's due for one more 100-yard game. I don't know who is going to be against. But these teams, especially after what just happened, they're like, hey, we cannot have Devontae put up near 200 against us. We got to take that man out of the game. And Garrett is opened up. I promise you, Garrett Wilson will have another 100-yard game this season. And from there, it'll be super easy to get the remaining yardage to secure his career high for most yards in a season.
And again, how many yards did you say he's away?
170 to get the career high.
I think he gets that on Sunday versus the Rams.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you are.
Because think about it. Devontae's had these crazy games. Garrett's has crazy games. He's due for a crazy game. I think
he's literally never had a game like that. But,
of 170?
Yeah, when did he have 170?
Well, I'm not saying he's had 170, but he's had big games before. Like 150 or something?
But he's not. That's literally what I'm saying. He's never had 170 yards in a game.
How about this? How about this stat? Garrett Wilson is 1 touchdown away from tying the combined touchdown total from his first 2 seasons in the league. He had 7 touchdowns his first 2 years. He's 1 touchdown away from reaching that total.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean,
that's an unfortunate reality. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not like, whoa, wow, man, way to go, Garrett. It's like, oh, poor Garrett. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not even. I mean, yeah, I mean, he should have more touchdowns. Rodgers has missed him quite a few times, and then a couple that he had weren't even good throws. The air Garrett against the Texans. That's not a catch. For 95% of the receivers in the league. So he's had to make catches. And I would say all 3 of his touchdowns last year, he created himself. That Buffalo Bills touchdown, right? That was himself. The NFL said that was the best play of the season all year, right? Because he had to do that
week
himself.
1. Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys, he did that himself. A slant that traveled 6 air yards.
I saw that in person. Oh, that was so beautiful. And he just went, see ya. Threw up the deuces, and he was gonzo. And that was so great. And this is another reason why I think it's going to happen Sunday. If Devontae's coming off a 198-yard game, the Rams would be crazy to say, well, I'm sure he can't do it twice. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to try everything in their power to say, all right, let's try to take away this Devontae guy so he doesn't beat us. And then some guy named Garrett Wilson's going to be like, here, hold my beer. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, it happens.
I mean, that's literally what I just said. That's literally what I just said, to get 100 yards. He's not getting 170 yards.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But that's crazy how quickly, But so now, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it. But we agree. Yeah. We agree. He is going to get it this year.
He is. Yeah. At the end of it, for me, the thing that flipped to what you're talking about is, to me, it was at the end of the Jets-Jags game. And I was feeling conflicted when things were happening. Like, because I by nature, I'm rooting, because I'm not like a tank guy. Like, oh man, blow it, kicker, miss. Like, I that's just not how I operate. But there were moments where a bad thing would happen. I'm like, oh, like the Seinfeld thing. Damn, that's a shame. And it felt disgusting. And then I'm just like, you know what? Screw the tank. Let's go win. And then we won. And now I'm like, you know what? F it now. Rams win. Let's go crazy. Us against the world, even though we can't make the playoffs. So like, it just kind of hit me at the end of that game. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, baby. Let's just go. Let's go. So that's kind of where I'm at. But so it flipped. It flipped for me, Wudi. Okay, I've got 2 more of these stats I want to throw at you.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I want to go first? I'll go with this one. So, Jamie Sherwood, do you know where he currently ranks this season in the NFL in tackles?
I know he's top 5. He's been top 5 for a long time. I do not know the exact number.
He is 3rd in the NFL in tackles this season with 134. Okay. He is currently on pace for 163. The career high that was set by C.J. Mosley in 2021 is 168 tackles. That was the most C.J. Mosley, not just in his Jets career, his NFL career, the most he's ever had was 168, and that is up there among the most tackles ever in a Jets single season for any player, let alone a linebacker. Is Jamin Sherwood going to top the career high set by former All-Pro linebacker C.J. Mosley?
He's at 134. He needs 169 to beat it, or 168 and a half.
Yeah, so 35 tackles over the next 3 games.
I'm gonna have 35 the next 3 games.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Let me I think off the top of my head,
okay,
I'm thinking no. I don't think he is going to get that many tackles. Just doing a quick look at his last 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. His last 3 is 31 tackles over his last 3 games.
Yeah, yep. 9, then 18, then 4.
Yeah.
You go to the 3 before that, 6, then 7, and then 17, then 7, right? So that's 30. So in both of those last 3 game splits, whether it's 30 or the 31, that's less than the 35. So now I am like 100% certain that hell no, he's not getting it. But I mean, he's still having a fantastic season. Congratulations to him.
He's getting it. He's 100%. It's week 18. He's getting it.
He's not getting it.
Well, because the Jets defense stinks, so he's going to have a lot of opportunities to tackle because that front line ain't going to tackle. So it's all going to be on him.
I mean, you act like Quincy Williams is dead. Like, people tackle.
Have you heard of Quincy Williams the last couple games? He's been MIA. He's been on the side.
He has not been MIA. He actually made some good plays.
He's been pretty quiet recently. Pretty quiet.
I mean, just because you ain't talking about him doesn't mean he's not doing nothing. I'm just saying he made some good plays. He made some good plays.
Pretty quiet to doing nothing. I mean, there's a little bit of a line difference there. Quincy Williams, man, I'm just telling
Well,
you, he's
let
been
me
quiet. We haven't seen him do his celebration in a hot second. Why? Because he's been a little MIA. That's what's been happening. Here's his last 3 games. So I wanted to prove it. His total tackles are 4, 2, and 7.
Yeah, I see.
Not good. And he had 1 sack over that time, 1 forced fumble. All that was 3 games ago against the Seahawks, where the Seahawks were imploding. That's not good. And again, our father, as we know, he used to put us on his knee and tell us about tackles. Tackles is this important stat. And some analytical people nowadays hate tackles. They call it an archaic stat that doesn't really tell the whole story of how good a person you are, or not good a person, how good a football player you are. Yeah, you're a shitty person, Quincy Williams. But no, you're like that. It doesn't like what does it all mean? Because there's all kinds of advanced analytics of tackle rate and missed tackles and playmaking and all this other stuff. But again, that backs up what I just said. That Quincy Williams been a little quiet recently. So Jamie's been picking up the slack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that he's not. It's not just like all like a funnel directly to Sherwood.
But these are not solo tackles. So Quincy and Jamie could double team a guy. That sounds weird, but
it does.
They could do that, and they both get a tackle. These are total tackles, not solos.
That's true. So so I think I don't think he's going to get it.
You don't think he's going to get
it? There's no statistical evidence that he's going to get it. I will say, these 3 teams, the Rams, the Bills, the Dolphins, I mean, these are 3 of the best offenses in the NFL. So, the defense will be busy, but no, I don't think he's going to get it.
And I just want to make this clear. You said there's no prior evidence that is on the record that leads you to believe that it would happen. That's what you said, right?
I said that, there's no statistical evidence. You yourself said he's on pace for 163.
Yeah.
We looked at 3 game splits. He hasn't had 35 or 36. Yeah, because that's what he needs to beat it.
Yeah.
36. Oh no, 35. Right.
35.
Yeah, so 35. So 35. So yes, there's none. There's nothing.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understood before I said what I said. So you said that there is no statistical evidence recently that suggests that he's done the last 3 games, so of course he will get to that tackle number. So you believe that because of that, it's not going to happen. So you don't believe in Santa Claus. So you don't believe in Santa Claus. You haven't seen him come down the chimney. The statistical evidence of the last 3 Christmases and based on the data suggests that, I haven't seen him, so I guess he's not here. The tree fell in the forest, but I didn't hear anything. So I don't. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm picking up what you're putting down. Great. Nice. Wonderful. Okay, go ahead, Woody. Right. I got one more here, so just let me know.
All right. So I'll go, then you get your one, and then I got my last one because I got 2.
Great.
So we'll bring it back to that fool. I got that documentary coming out. That Boy Green was already put on his favorites. He can't wait to watch it. He's so excited to learn more about this old man Aaron Rodgers. He, talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. He does unfortunately have the record for most touchdowns thrown in a New York Jets season. He did it in 16 games. So this is another one where volume is giving the old Aaron a little bump here. So can Aaron Rodgers surpass that number? Can he get 32? Well, guess what? He was at 20 before this Jags game. And I was like, he's gonna have to average 3 a game. Here on out, it's gonna be super duper tough. So hopefully during the Jags game he can make a dent. I'm not even gonna lie. I was hoping he was gonna get like 5. But he got 3. He got his 3. So all he needs to do is just keep getting 3. The Bills and the Rams specifically have actually been allowing touchdowns recently. They've been in some shootouts. So can he get 3 touchdowns a game? And again, this is passing, right? Like Brees just scored a touchdown, a rushing touchdown. So this is assuming that not only the Jets, a team that had been allergic to scoring touchdowns for years, is not only scoring 3 touchdowns, but those 3 touchdowns that the Jets score are all passing touchdowns. Is that possible? Will that happen? Survey says Yes, give it to me. Give it
Oh,
to me.
okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers, he's leaving here with something. All right. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't think the media has done him in a way where he wants to come back. I don't think the fans have done him in a way that he wants to come back. So if he is leaving, you best believe he is leaving here with something, and that is the all-time record for yards and touchdowns. I think he's going to put his mind to it and get these 9 touchdowns to take the record.
Yeah, I heard people talk about in Rodgers' back-to-back MVP seasons of 2020 and 2021 that there is a significant percentage of his passing touchdowns that came within like 15 yards of the end zone. In other words, or 15 or 10 yards of the end zone. Like he made it happen. Like he's like, hey, we ain't running this one in. We passing this one in. And go back to the Devontae Adams play where he got out at the nub pube line of what? And that's normally, as Aaron joked after the game, that was supposed to be a Braylon play, and he went, nah, we're throwing that into Devontae Adams fade route. So I just feel like, again, sort of the statistical thing. Those whispers are going to be in his ear. He's going to hear about it on the Pat McAfee show. I haven't seen Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show today, so I got to listen to that later. But of like, hey, you're getting pretty close. Oh, am I? Note back of the head. Yeah, I think he gets it too. Again, it's going to come down, I don't believe he's breaking the single game passing touchdown record, so I don't believe that's happening on Sunday. As much as that would be fun. We have not seen one of those vintage Rodgers performances from that perspective of like a first quarter come out and you're like, whoa, the Packers are up 21-0. Aaron just went boom, boom, boom. And he's got 3 touchdowns. We're like, whoa, Jesus. I've seen those Packer games before in prime time. They're fun. I would love for Aaron to have one of those. You're like, holy shit, look at this. We have not seen that so far this season. So statistically speaking, there's no evidence that that's going to happen and nowhere. But I would say that overall, I believe it does happen. In those, I mentioned in 3 of the last 4 games, Aaron has thrown for at least 2 passing touchdowns. The Miami Dolphins game was the only one he didn't. He only threw 1 passing touchdown in that game, which is kind of an interesting, curious stat. So, yeah, I believe it happens. I believe this is a force-fed thing. And again, fine by me. See you later, Fitz. Tragic, you bastard. I don't give a shit. 17 games, 20 games, NFL, call whatever you want. There's no asterisk in the stat sheet. You can look at the, like, oh, wow. Oh, wait, he played this. Like, you have to do an extra Google search. You just see the passing touchdowns. It just has the number. When you Google single season Jets passing touchdown leaders, Ryan Fitzpatrick just sits there. It doesn't say how many games. It doesn't say it. Just boop, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I'm ready for boop. Aaron Rodgers, damn straight.
Yeah, that sucks. I do think that I mean, obviously, you're more celebrating, Fitzpatrick, but I mean, like moving down. But I'm talking about like for the Joe Namath, for the beloved guys. It's tough. It's tough sledding because they did what they could. They did their share.
Right, they had no idea that it went from 14. Oh, what a season! 17, 18 people were talking about like Jesus, and now all these numbers of like all-time records are going to come crumbling down, and we're going to be like, actually, excuse me, and it is what it is. But let me give you another one here. This one's kind of interesting. Wudi. I guess I could do trivia again, but I won't. I'll make this faster this time. This century, okay? I guess I will do trivia, but I won't play the game.
My God.
This century, what is the most amount of sacks a Jets player has had? Anywhere from the year 2000 and on. What is the most amount of sacks a Jets player has had in a single season?
I appreciate you clarifying what a century is for anybody who possibly didn't know.
Some people would say a century is just 100 years straight up, regardless of this century.
Who says that? Bring them to me, Boy Green. Bring them to me. I don't know anybody who's saying that, but all right. I would assume, was it John Abraham that got it?
It was 2001. Ding.
Well, that wasn't the question, but I appreciate
that was not. But there you go.
Appreciate the ding, though. Appreciate the respect. Let's go with 17.
Way too much. It's only 13.
Damn! Oh my God, this is terrible.
So,
okay.
But the reason why I bring that up is Will McDonald obviously is in striking distance. He has 10. He had 11 on Sunday, but a penalty unfortunately brushed it away. So now he's back down to 10. John Abraham had 13 in 2001. In 2003, Sean Ellis had 12 and a half. And in 2015 and 2022, Quentin Williams had 12 sacks, and Muhammad Wilkerson, Jets legend, also had 12 sacks. So That is the most this century in terms of single season sack performances that we've seen. Will has a chance, quite frankly, a sack a game to tie John Abraham. But shoot, obviously he had a game earlier this season where he had 3 sacks. So, I mean, he could jump to a different stratosphere potentially, depending on the game. So I will ask you just plainly, do you believe Will end up this season with the most single season sacks of any Jets player this century, which means it would be 3.5 plus in the final 3 games?
Let me just take a step back and say this is a phenomenal stat that you have found, Boy
Thank you.
Gruden. This is
Yes.
amazing. Will McDonald, to your point, everything that you said were things that were going through my mind. Like, all right, he's already had 3 sacks in a game.
Yep.
That's all he needs. But of course, obviously, there's been plenty of games where he didn't have a sack, right? That's how that works.
Fair. Yeah.
I am gonna go with no. And that's really mostly because of the 2 quarterbacks that he's dealing with back to back right now. Matthew Stafford, I mean, their offensive line has been getting beat up, but he's one of the best in the league at not getting hit too bad. Josh Allen right after him. I mean, this dude. I mean, if there's any cyborg, if anyone is a cyborg in the NFL, I feel like we got to search Josh Allen first, because just the way he moves, it's so hard to get him down in the backfield. I mean, he'll scramble out. So I would say no. Your best bet is probably Tua, but Tua is getting the ball out quick. One of the highest completion percentage. But it'll be a cold game, and you know how the Dolphins do in the cold. He might be moving like a penguin out there, and you can get it. But 3 sacks. If I'm a betting man, I'm gonna say no.
By the way, the statistics bear out everything that you're saying, Wudi. Matthew Stafford is the most sacked of the 3 quarterbacks the Jets will face before the end of the season. He's been sacked 28 times. But that is nowhere near the top 10. For instance, Caleb Williams has been sacked 58 times so far this season, which is 30 more than Matthew Stafford. And there's a lot of people in between Stafford and Caleb Williams, and he is the most sacked of that group. Tua has only been sacked 21 times. That's 7 less than Matthew Stafford. Again, factor in games played. There's a stat. Games played, factoring that in. Josh Allen has been only sacked 13 times, believe it or not. It's basically been a sack a game. So, yeah, to your point, it will prove difficult. But, a fun little stat there of going back to it. I will give a tip of the cap because I don't think I talked about it on the postgame show. Will McDonald had some awesome rushes against the Jaguars. Now, it resulted in bupkis, so no one gives him any credit outside of the analytical nerds in the back that say pressures or quarterback myths. Pressure rate and things of that nature. But in terms of stone cold stats, obviously there's nothing to show for it. But he had some great dips and bends, and because of other circumstances, he wasn't able to get home. And the fact that Hassan Reddick sucks. If Hassan Reddick had a heartbeat, for God's sakes, on the other side, and forcing teams to go, shoot, we got to cover that a little bit more. Maybe Will McDonald would have a little bit more pass rush. So it's unfortunate. But that's my last one that I got.
So you think he's going to get it?
I do. But to your point, like this one, I feel the least confident about of any of the statistical things we've done so far, because, all the opponents you just said, those sack numbers are real. And that Will McDonald, despite having great rushes, it hasn't always, he's had 3 sack games. Yes. He's had 0 sack games. Also, yes. So, it's true. It's just, factual stats.
Well, overly, way overly optimistic. Boy Green is back, more optimistic than ever, just believing nonsense. But this one, if you believe this, then we need to call somebody.
Okay.
The number one thing that my cousin, you guys have met him, Brandon Roberts.
Sure.
That he brings up when he's trying to talk about the Patriots and the Jets and all that type of stuff. He always goes back to the fact that Breece Hall has never had a 1,000-yard season. So that means he's trash. That means that Ramondre Stevenson is better than him. That's what he says.
Yeah.
And, it was actually against the Patriots that Breece was running up and down the field. up and down the field, almost 200 yards rushing.
Terrific.
Against the Patriots and Bill
178.
Belichick's last game. 178, you said.
For whatever reason, I remember that. I don't know why. 37 carries for 178 yards. Yeah.
Bill Belichick's last game in the NFL before getting kicked out the league like the bum that he is. Right there. All right. And if the New York Jets could count or coach or do anything, they would have got him the 6 yards required. But they thought they already got it. So they're like,
idiots.
let's rest on our laurels.
That should have been a red flag that they couldn't count on the sideline. That should have been a red flag of like, well, maybe this coaching staff isn't it. But
so he was robbed. He was unfortunately robbed.
Sure.
So now, I mean, he's pretty far away right now, and he's missed a game.
Yeah, he's at 722.
Far away right now.
Yeah.
Say again?
He's at 722 yards rushing. Yeah.
Yes. So, I'll even lower the benchmark a little bit, just like literally just a smidge, to his career high, which is obviously 994. In order to get this, he would have to have 272 yards, which is a lot of yards. He would have to average 91 rushing yards per game, which he has had 100 yards rushing this season. Do you think Brees is going to get it?
Let me rephrase my answer. He shouldn't get it. Brees Hall is hurt. He is compromised. And the fact that the Jets trotted him out last week is disgusting. They're using a running back rotation. Isaiah Davis is getting run. Braylon's getting run. We'll see. Braylon actually hurt his back. That was I think sometimes we overuse the word scary. That wasn't scary. Just seeing him go down to the ground, though, and kind of like, you're like, ooh.
Definitely like a jarring image, actually.
It was to see this big Brutus Adonis walking out there with a Greek body, and then all of a sudden, the way he went, it felt back to me just watching it. I was like, oh, wow. That looked like debilitating of how he was kind of reaching back for that. And it's for people who have ever had back issues, that was a powerless feeling, man.
Yes.
It's just incredibly debilitating. But to answer again, he shouldn't, man. To be honest, he should be shut down, for the rest of the year. So I'm going to vote no on this, and I hope he doesn't have a single rushing yard more. Brees Hall is a tough son of a gun, and I didn't get to confirm this myself, but I heard other people talking about it on Twitter. Apparently, Brees Hall, did you see what he tweeted, Woody?
No.
Okay, so again, I can't confirm this myself. I just heard other people talking about it, and he must have deleted it quick. But he said, #free20. And what he was indicating was, hey, man, give me more rock. And I think the Jets need to protect Brees from Brees. He's a terrific, outstanding, athletic, young player that wants to be out there, and I respect that for his team, for himself, because I'm sure he wants that 1,000-yard thing too. But the Jets, I just hate how they've handled things this year where they don't look out for the player. They're like, okay, he wants to be out there. Great. No. Like, what's the doctor say? Okay, Brees, how do you feel? What are we seeing? Like, you could see outside of a random burst here against X-ray, like, oh, there it is. The rest of it was like, it looked like Brees was struggling. Jeff Ulbrich at the podium used the word he's struggling with his knee a bit. Then what else are we talking about? So I will vote no, he doesn't get the stat. He shouldn't get the stat. And if he does get the stat, something is criminally wrong with this New York Jets team beyond what we already think is wrong with this team.
All right. Well, clearly somebody doesn't have Brees Hall in their fantasy team.
I don't.
Brees, I don't think he's going to get it. I obviously want him to try his best to get it because I'm tired of having that argument with my cousin. If this happens again, right now I got to hear another year of it. There are plenty of Jets fans who saw Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen against the Dolphins and are now saying trade Brees. I think Brees needs some respect on his name. So I actually think more than the others, he needs to finish this year strong. Like, Garrett, if Garrett goes down tomorrow, like, yes, that would suck because he wouldn't get the 1,000 yards and all that. But, he is the belle of the ball to New York Jets fans right now. After 4 weeks of you guys blasting him, now he's the belle of the ball. Brees, I feel like, is the current bearer of the ire of the New York Jets fan base. A lot of people, saw him catch a clear overthrown ball like that. If he didn't catch, would have been embarrassing. But that's been enough to get people to start calling him Sauce again and drop the whole Ahmad thing. So it's Brees now that you guys have turned your pitchforks toward.
Wow.
And I don't think he deserves it. So I think a strong finish from him would not only help me win thousands of dollars, but it would help get those pitchforks pointed at somebody else, like Woody Johnson again. Let's try that, because that's actually where the problem is. 91 yards though, that's super, super steep. To just even add that, like 91 plus Aaron Rodgers 251 that he would need to break his record, that means that we're saying that the New York Jets would have 350 yards of offense at least, right? Because that doesn't factor in any other players. 350 yards of offense at least every game for the next 3 games. That's not something I can say and go to sleep with a good conscience. So unfortunately, this is another no.
Random soapbox rant though on the Sauce thing, because I've been watching a lot of Jet stuff when I'm driving from radio show to home, and there's a lot of people that are still shitting on Sauce. They're shitting on him because they're like, well, that was the easiest interception of all time. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So for 3 years, they're like, can't catch an interception, loser. And he catches one, you're like, well, it went right to you. You should have caught. Like, oh, okay. Like the goalpost just seems to change for Sauce, which I don't understand. After the interception, Sauce on the field, he's doing a post-game interview, and he said, this is right up there with me being drafted. People going, what a loser. Yeah, okay, man, you must have had a great career beating the 3-10 Jaguars up there. He gave the game ball to his mom and said that that's like the first time he's had ever called game in a game like that, like the NFL, and having this big play where it seals the win. Like, people are dicks, man. That's all I really want to say. Like, what the for Sauce's confidence, that obviously, and I said it weeks ago, that man, if he just gets a pick, maybe it's just going to be like, I can breathe. The monkey's off my back. 37 game drought. It's finally over. It was a stat. It was a legitimate stat. Hey, you gotta you gotta get turnovers. That's part of your evaluation of a player. Wudi pounded the table saying PS2 is a top corner of football before the year. He caught a lot of flack, and that PS2 guy looked pretty good, making all kinds of plays this year. I don't know how many picks he ended up with, but so screw all those people for that, or not that impressive of a pick. Like, I don't care. He got a pick. He can clean his conscience. He gets the confidence back, and let's ride. But yeah, I've actually heard the opposite. I did not see pitchforks turned away from Sauce. I saw them turned even more to Sauce based on his commentary and things he said. And to me, I was baffled. I thought everyone was going to do what you said, to go, oh, okay, there you go, Sauce. Way to finally play like you're supposed to play. But it was just a lot of shit, and I'm like, wow, okay, here we are.
Well, I did, in response to the interview, I did see that actually. You're right. That what I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's kind of corny to say that's right up there. And the pick, let's talk about jumping routes, competitive,
he said he baited Matt. I don't know if this is true. This is what Sauce said after the game. And not a lot of run went with the clip. Not a lot of people interacted with it, which is fine. But Sauce, after the game, said he baited Mac Jones. They were running a scissors concept, and he baited him to think he was going one way, and he wasn't, which led the ball going right to him. That's what he said. Was it just an overthrow? Did Mac Jones just not see him and just picked it off? I don't know what's really true, but that's what Sauce said. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I saw the clip. So even if that is the case, the degree of difficulty, I promise you, and I know it's gonna sound like I'm just talking shit, but I'm saying if he has a space, like the radius of no one around him, right? If I have that and somebody throws me that football, I'm gonna catch it. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I mean we're not too impressed. That crowd. I can be in that crowd and be like, we're not too impressed by the pick. But I've never said that he sucked, right? I've never said that. I just felt like he was never, the best. I never felt like he was the best. And, he had a pretty solid game. He's had solid games this whole season, I think. And this game, I mean, he had a couple, he had some holding, Brian Thomas.
DPI,
was looking good. I mean, I just hope, now that's another thing where, my cousin Brandon's talking about Christian Gonzalez. Sauce hasn't caught a pick since JPP has caught a pick since Sauce, and he has 7 fingers. So just not hearing that anymore, I did feel the relief. And I'm in a couple of public Jets chats, and like a lot of people were like, "Oh, finally he got the monkey off his back." So I did see a lot of people, give him his flowers and start calling him Sauce again. And then seeing others talk about, oh, well, next year we should trade Brees. So that's where that was coming from, was from those public forums. But
I just want to paint it
hopefully
straight, though, because like Badshot says, it's going to take more than one play to excuse his shitty season. And I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not saying, aha, see, 1 pick, add that to the totals, all pro again, move over. No. I'm just saying for him, Sauce, the person, to get that pick, to get the monkey off his back. Let's see how he responds to it. I think he's going to play a lot looser now. Again, we got 3 games left to go, plus his future with the team. It does not excuse a shitty season whatsoever, the questionable tackling, the physicality, and just in general not playing as confidently, all that. But just for him, that's what I'm saying. I've seen a lot of people have that take. Yeah, this doesn't excuse your shitty season. So I've heard other people say that to me. I'm like, whoa, who said it excused his shitty season? We like make up narratives sometimes. Like, whoa, who said that? No one said that. Like I saw a Bills person tweet out, see, oh boy, here we go. This is why, people, analysts say Bills can't play in the snow. Whoever said that? Whoever said the Bills can't play? Like someone tweeted that out and went viral. I'm like, who said this? Who said that? It's like a made up thing. All those people that say boy green isn't ugly. Like, well, who said these things? Those things didn't happen. Like, come on now. So it just doesn't make any sense. But, yeah, there we go. But it was a lot of fun to go through all these stats and milestones and other things. Some people in a 4-10 season would say, fuck you guys and fuck your video, fuck your show about all these
we
milestones.
were getting a little bit of that in the comments. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I can't lie. We did. But no, I definitely enjoyed it. It looks like, guys, if anyone was worried about Boy Green, he is back. They beat him down. All it takes is beating the worst team in the NFL, and now he's back. Whoop! Back. Super Bowl's back on.
Sure.
It's back on for Boy Green. So I guess welcome back to you.
Well, thank you.
Pretty much have everybody beaten every record, no matter how unreasonable it is. And we'll see what actually comes to fruition.
I would just say that I don't even know how to put it into words.
Wow, that was beautifully said. Let me tell you.
That train just fell off the ship. I don't know.
The train fell off the ship. Yes, that's true. That's true, Boy Green. So, on that note, all right. I guess we will see you guys, right? There'll be Third Party Thursday later in the week. Boy Green Daily. You know what it is. All right. We appreciate you on this channel. I appreciate you showing up these afternoons for Boy Green Meets Wudi. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, for those who care about this season, we'll be doing some cross promotion. Sheriff Joe Bags, a.k.a. who Wudi went, who the hell? Joe Branham, who does basically a Rams equivalent of this Jet show. We'll be cross promoting. I'll be doing his show this evening. I don't know if that's a live show or not, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. And he'll be joining our Third Party Thursday to talk Jets Rams. And me and him doing a bet. We'll see if Wudi gets in on this bet too. We're doing a bet on this game for the straight up winner of Jets Rams.
Oh, how much to take the Rams?
Yeah, and I'm taking the Jets. He's taking the Rams. And
oh my God, that's really what it takes. You're beating the worst team in the NFL.
That's what I was going to say. They're not the worst team. Come on, the Raiders and Giants are clearly worse. They're clearly worse.
It's debatable. The Mac Jones Jags. It's debatable.
The Spencer Rattler. No, not who the hell's the quarterback? What I don't even know what his name is. Raiders. Desmond Ritter. Jesus.
Desmond.
Come on.
It's bad.
Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle's the new starting quarterback for the Giants. Have you heard that?
I saw him play. I mean, hey. He
let him boil.
He stepped up because Malik Neighbors was not having a good game until my man Boyle came in. He started boiling.
Ed Valentine. He's our Giants insider. I had him on my radio show today. I said, so who the hell's starting quarterback this week for the Giants? He's like, it looks like it's going to be Tim Boyle. And I was like, I heard Tim Boyle got in the game against the Ravens. And he said, don't judge this, but when Tim Boyle came into the game, that's the best quarterback play we've seen all season.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That's unbelievable. And by the way, for Batch, everyone's been asking, when are we having the raffle? After it'll be basically New Year. So January 1st, January 2nd, it'll be in the new year. So the raffle goes on all December long. So every gifted membership gives you a ticket. There's no limit. So you guys can gift or buy as many memberships as you like to have a chance. So yes, that'll be going on through the rest of December. Every membership gifted from December 1st all the way through December 31st. I'm sure we'll do some crazy show late that day for a final raffle push. And then we'll draw on January 1st or 2nd. So, Batshaw, salute, Hep, everybody. And Hennessy Heisman, pour one out for Tim Boyle as his legend lives on. Unfriggin' believable. How does this guy, how's this guy at the end? Well, I don't know. How are we still doing a show? I have no idea either. Woody, God bless. We'll see you on a Thursday.
Absolutely.
Peace.